you can't share your opinion all the time.
Yeah.
And your perspective on life.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how that person is thinking or how they're perceiving whatever you're perceiving.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
It's been so long.
Yeah, we missed you all.
We did. Welcome back to another episode
of
mindsinneutral.
Yeah.
It's actually been so long. It's been 3 weeks. I checked our YouTube video
3 weeks
yesterday. Yeah, I just wanted to see the statistics, see how we're doing, right?
I think I said 4 weeks. It's because the last time we recorded was 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, but then when we uploaded, it was 3 weeks.
Yeah,
because like Ramadan, and then there was Eid, and then it got like really hard to see each other, and then I traveled, so it was just like a difficult time in general.
It was quite hectic.
It was, but now we're actually back on track and we're together, and I've missed you. I haven't seen you also in a very long time.
I know.
Yesterday I got to see you after I landed and everything.
She had the rooster for the first time.
Bro, her mom made such a delicious meal. It was rooster and there was frikie. I think frikie is you made the frikie. It's buckwheat, I think. That's what frikie is. Yeah.
Okay. Also, we're taking the car to the car wash.
Yeah, so we might be moving the car just a little bit, but we're waiting and great. Yeah. We're waiting in line for our turn. So we're multitasking because actually
the car was moving backwards.
Was it actually?
Put on neutral and guys, I put the car on neutral because car neutral.
Because mine's in neutral.
And it was moving backwards.
Because
it's going reverse.
Yeah, we're taking the car to the car wash because Shahad got me a drink and I accidentally spilled it in the back. I didn't purposely spill it. I put it here. And then I don't know, I was grabbing some things from the bottom and I accidentally kicked it. Yeah. And know your reaction when it happened. You're like, oh no. You weren't even like, oh my god, or anything. You're just like all I saw is the cup here. It's already turned, and I'm like, what happened? And you're like, oh. You literally were like, oh no. And I was like, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, we need to get.
It took Hina a second for it to click.
What just happened?
She didn't see that the thing.
I didn't hear anything. I was just
like, oh no. And she's like, what? And we looked down and the cup is tilted.
Yeah. And, and I was like, we need to get it car washed right now because otherwise it's gonna start stinking. And if it was water, it's fine. But it's it has sugar and milk and all these things. Anyway, but okay. Back onto our week and everything. How was your week? How are you? How's everything?
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It was a very chaotic week.
Yeah,
I think
I know.
These past couple of weeks have been very, very chaotic.
The voice crack?
Yeah.
These past?
Guys, I'm sick.
Yeah, haram.
Yeah, I'm always sick.
Yeah, every single time. No, but there's been times where I have been sick too on the podcast. There was one time where I was so sick, I was like, Shahad, I can't record because I needed to blow my nose every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I hate it.
Yeah, you're going through that right now.
Yeah, it's not cute, guys. Getting sick is not cute.
Yeah.
But it's been chaotic. What about you?
It's been good. I traveled this week with my sister and my best friend Renata, my other best friend. Mm-hmm. It was so nice, and I'm honestly so thankful that my sister was able to take us and everything. Sajid, I really appreciate you. And if you're watching this, subscribe and share. But yeah, no,
and
that
comments,
was comments, yeah. But that was really nice, and it was so much fun, and it was the first time that I get to experience a similar city to where we live, but in a completely different
environment,
because the European culture is so different to where we are, and you hear about it a lot, but until you're actually thrown into it, it's really different. And I remember because the first couple of days I was on my own, and it's so easy, and I've said this even to your parents because yesterday when we were eating together I told them it's so easy to take one wrong turn and end up in the weirdest place of town. So, and that's something that I didn't realize because everywhere in London you have to walk. You walk every single where. Majority of the time it's either walking or metro or bus. Yeah. But if it's a short distance, and a short distance walking is 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's reasonable. You can walk that. Yeah. So every day,
that's fine.
That's fine. But when you come from a city where you have to drive everywhere here,
there's a couple of times where I've walked that distance in the heat.
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah. I wouldn't do that to myself. I would either be I'm going to take a cab, or I'm just going to figure out the way through the metro or a bus, or I'll just figure out a way. But I'm not much of a walker, but when you're thrown in a situation like that, you have to walk. So every
Remember
day,
the first time we
what?
were at a mall, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, we can walk to like the park. Like it's not gonna take us 20
Yeah,
minutes."
yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. It literally took us like 35
It took
minutes.
us a good 45 minutes.
It was
And I kept on
so
telling Lena,
long.
and Lena was dying. She was like, "Shit, I can't walk anymore." And I was like, "Girl, we're 5 minutes away. Don't worry about it."
Bro, my feet, I have flat feet, okay? So my
Yeah.
feet, and so do you know.
Yeah.
So my feet get tired so quickly. It's literally my feet, and then my back starts aching me, and I'm only 20, and I'm acting like I'm 40
Yeah.
walking down these streets.
And
But
we
it
were
was,
even younger back then, too.
yeah, like we had the energy, we had the capability to do it. But bro, during that time, it was so difficult.
Yeah.
And she kept on telling me, we're almost there, we're almost there. And I was like, okay, so I'm assuming that's like 2 minutes, right? If someone
Yeah.
tells you we're almost there, that's 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes later, it would be another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is just going to kill me. But every single day in London, I was hitting around like 20,000 steps.
Mm-hmm.
Shad, you don't, yeah, 20,000 is crazy.
That is insane, yeah.
But I did get my steps in. A
That's
lot.
good.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
there's so many stairs, and oh my God, the tube situation, bro. And some tubes, they don't even have elevators.
Mm.
So on the first night, I explained it to you. I've
Yeah,
explained
you
the story
did.
to everyone, but like long story short, on the first night, me and my sister had such heavy luggages, and there was no elevators up and down the tubes.
Mm.
And we sound really spoiled, but we expected that, and we just had to carry like 23 kg luggages up and down the stairs, and it was very
Horrible.
difficult, but it was an adventure, and it was
Yeah.
memories. And now that I look back at those snaps, I'm like, oh, that was such a cute time. But I swear, in the moment, I actually was like, I can't do this. But the people were so nice. So many people like offered to help. I didn't expect that as well, because I've heard like such a bad rep on the community there.
Yeah. And like everyone is just in their own zone. No one really tries.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're walking, everyone does mind their business.
Mm.
It's a very mind your business type of area. But if you spark up a conversation, or if there's like a person of service, like a waiter or a waitress or whatever, they're so kind.
Mhm.
They're so nice. So I really like that. But yeah, so that's been my week. But it was nice. I'm glad to be back.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And yeah, uni starts and everything. Anyway, now on that trip, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to my sister. It was our last day. And we were just kind of like talking and catching up. And I was telling her about how I called you a few days before,
Mhm.
and I was kind of like running down how it is to be abroad, basically. Because Shahad, for your final year, it's like a program where she has to go abroad for
Yeah.
a full year, not a semester, not a couple weeks, but for a full year, she has to go abroad. And I was just kind of breaking it down to her. I was like, look, this is going to happen, and this is this, and this is that, and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of was, I don't necessarily want to say I made you feel scared,
Mhm.
but I could tell that while we were talking, you were like pulling back, and you seemed very like quiet, and you're like, okay, like, damn, I did not expect that, right?
Mhm.
And I was just kind of telling my sister, I was like, you know, Seja, I'm really, I was kind of saying like, I'm really worried for she had to go abroad because of 1, 2, 3, and you know, it's not as glitzy and glamoury as we expect it to be, and all these things. And I was like, yeah, I even spoke to her, and I was telling her X, Y, and Z. And then she was telling me, she was like, Hina, did she ask?
Mhm.
Like, she literally was like, did she ask for you to tell her your opinion? I was like, no, not necessarily, but I thought, you know, like, it would be good for me to, like, it's like, in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm just looking out for you, type
Yeah.
of thing, right? And my sister was like, honestly, you have to be so careful when you say these things, because you don't know, maybe she has her head and heart so set on this idea of her going abroad for this 1 year and experiencing something different, and her family supports it and everything, and you just came out of nowhere, called her to basically talk crap about that whole situation, and possibly killed her mood, and maybe she didn't even want to hear that in the first place.
Mhm.
Like, she's like, if she did not ask, there's no need for you to share your opinion. And when she said that, it really hit me hard, because I was just like, because we're so close, I sometimes catch myself feeling so entitled to overshare
Mhm.
my thoughts a lot on how you should live.
Mhm.
Not necessarily you, but even the people around my life.
Yeah.
I catch myself doing that a lot, where I'm like, oh, you should do this, or you shouldn't do this, and you should pursue this, and all these things. And it's like, sometimes no one is asking for my opinion, but because I feel so close to you, it's just like, of course you would want to hear it, you know?
Yeah.
And when she was telling me, she was like, there's no need, because, for example, my brother does kind of the same with us, you know, like, oh, you guys should come back to where I am, and all these things. And my sister is always like, I really don't want to. I'm so satisfied where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And she never asked for his opinion, but of course, in his mind, it's like, I'm just looking out for you guys. But because we didn't ask for it, we interpret it wrong.
Yeah.
And when I kind of like was doing a lot of reflection, and I realized that sometimes I truly need to shut up and mind my business. And that's kind of like the conclusion that I came to.
Yeah.
In the most polite way possible. And I can take it because it's like, it's factual and it's the truth. And she didn't sugarcoat it to me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just the way it is. So, yeah, I don't know. When she told me that, I was just like, you're so right. Sometimes you really do need to just like mind your business.
Yeah.
And because we're so close, I feel like, oh, but her business is my business.
Yeah.
Naturally. I just feel like I have so much of a say. But I shouldn't have that much.
Yeah. I remember when she told me, she was like, Shahad, I don't think you'll like it here.
That's literally how I started it.
Yeah, that's how she started, like, the whole thing. She's like, Shahad, I really don't think you'll like it here. And I was like, oh my God, like, why? And then she came on to explain it. So yeah, that's how she started it. And it, not gonna lie, it did kind of hit me by surprise.
Yeah.
But I also didn't take it in a sense of like, oh, I wasn't asking for her opinion. Because I do value what she's saying. Like, I value what you say and your perspective. And plus, I was like, okay, Ghanna, she went there. So she must know better than me. Because she actually experienced it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But keep in mind, I said this maybe a day or two after staying there. True. Not even like actually going out. Because at that point, my friend wasn't there. So I didn't even leave the area that I was in.
Yeah.
So it was a very narrow-minded perspective as well.
It was still like you were trying to adjust.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I feel like when you travel somewhere, it's like you're put in a new dimension.
So true.
It doesn't feel like your reality. Oh my God,
that's what we're going to have. Yeah.
That's what we're going to have.
That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, okay. But what were we talking about?
You're put in like a new dimension.
Oh,
yeah.
And it just doesn't feel like reality. Like, it feels like you've left your reality and you're put in another game.
It literally feels like Renata kept on saying, she's like, I feel like I'm in GTA right now.
Yeah.
Because like things like the way people are, it just feels like characters and you're just kind of like entering their world.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's so different. And just like even such simple things that I was just like, this is such a cultural shock to me.
Uh-huh.
I can't really remember off the top of my mind, but like simple things about like directions and even like as simple as the steering being on the right side.
Yeah, that's not simple, girl.
That's like
complete.
Yeah, but that's and I tried to Google it why it's on the right side, and it's something to do with like traffic or something like that. I don't know, or like viewing. But yeah,
maybe
anyway.
their streets are like reversed or something.
And the right side is, from my understanding, it's the speed. It's like when you want to accelerate, you go to the right, not to the left. For us, we go to the left.
Yeah.
Like that's the speed lane. But yeah,
wow, that's so confusing.
Simple things like that. I was just like, it's so crazy to me that is so new to us.
Yeah.
Because that's just their world. But yeah, that's what I was worried about. Is like, I'm like, she's entering a completely different world, and I'm worried that she doesn't have any idea of what she's getting herself into.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I should have that confidence in you where I'm like, she's capable and she can do it.
Yeah.
Your mom said something yesterday, though, when we were sitting together, and she was like, you give the benefit of the doubt a lot.
I do.
To a lot of people, and you never really enter with the mindset that I might be in a harmful situation.
Yeah, to everyone. I never doubt a person's intentions, and I believe everything they say.
Yeah.
Like, it might be the most, like, crazy, like, experience, and I don't know, and I'll go and tell my mom about it. Wait, girl,
we're going into the car wash.
So, yeah, and I'll tell it to my mom, and I'll be like, Shahad, she'll be like, Shahad, like, are you sure that's real? Like, are you sure that's exactly what happened? And I'm like, yeah, mama, they told me. And she's like, girl, but like, you shouldn't believe everything you say.
The soap is so cool. I can't wait for the colorful one. Yeah.
Same. So yeah, I do give people the benefit of the doubt a lot. And I think that's when, and Rena knows that. Yeah. I think she was just worried.
Because I feel like also, if you're thrown into a completely different country, and you could easily, if you actually genuinely don't have your guard up, you could be thrown into the wrong group of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, guys. This is so cool.
This is actually so cool.
Anyways, welcome to a day in our life.
Yeah. This was more like a vlog than like a podcast, right?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that activities while we're recording.
Yeah.
We grab food and we just talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I was just kind of worried that like she could easily end up with the wrong group of people, be tempted to or pressured to do things
Oh my
and
god.
feel just also I was worried that you would feel out of place
Yeah.
as well. Because considering the fact that it's like it's I can't talk. Like I'm so stimulated. I can't focus right now.
Really?
Yeah.
But like she was just worried about me in a sense, and she was just trying to give me advice.
Yeah.
And I took it that way, but I also understand how her sister thought of it also in that
She
way.
had a point.
She did.
She did, because genuinely there's time, and I have to be careful also, because sometimes I share my opinion a lot,
Yeah.
and there's times where some people just they don't want to listen,
Yeah.
or they don't care to listen. They made up their mind, and there's so
Yeah.
many times where I'm in that position where, "Khalas, guys, I made up my mind. I don't want to listen to what you have to say," type of thing. I'm not calling you stubborn or anything, but it's just like you have a mind of your own, and you make decisions of your own as well. So if you choose to not listen to what I'm saying, I'm not going to take it personally, but wallahi, my intentions were to just look out for you.
Yeah. And I got that. One of the things that I would recommend someone doing is, like, when you feel like you're about to share an opinion, be like, hey, listen, I'm about to share an opinion about this. Do you want to hear it or no?
Yeah.
Just ask.
Let them know.
Because for me, most of the time, it will be a yes. I really like listening to your opinion.
Yeah.
But just in case, like, you know, maybe I'm just really not in the mood
to hear a person out. Yeah.
So it's always good to ask. Be like, hey, by the way, would you like me to give you my opinion?
Yeah.
You know, with what I've seen and from my perspective right now.
And also see if that opinion is worth sharing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it could just genuinely be your perspective and your experiences, and maybe it's so one-sided and so biased that you could be like, this is not necessarily important for me to share. Let me just kind of keep it to myself. Long story short, me, myself, and other people need to just learn how to keep their mouth a bit quiet.
Facts.
Not to talk too much.
Facts.
And know when your opinion needs to be shared.
Yeah.
And like you need to know when to talk and when not to talk. And even in Islam, it's makruh to talk too much.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, you shouldn't be yapping all the time. I mean, this is kind of contradicting because our whole thing is a podcast.
But see, we don't yap.
We don't yap. We're just giving like, okay, this is our opinions.
Yeah.
And we're not targeting it at any person. We're not telling you this is how you should live your life. We're just kind of sharing our experiences.
Yeah.
So that's just basically it. People just
and you also
mind
need
their
to
business.
know, like, yeah, you need to mind your business, number one. And you need to know if what you're gonna say is it actually helpful? Is it actually
does
gonna
it
be
fit
in
the
use?
person's lifestyle?
Yeah. Are you saying it at the right time, in the right place, with the right person?
Yeah.
Or are you just like spilling tea for the vibes?
Yeah.
Or just talking nonsense for the vibes? Because I hate having conversation with people that just yap for no reason.
Yeah, and it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere. Like, why?
What was the point of that?
What was the point?
Because there's so many times where you could be talking with someone and it could be like an hour conversation and you get no benefit out of it.
Exactly. Like, you literally come out of it being like, what was that?
Yeah.
I would rather sit in silence with you than be yapping about some random stuff.
See, that's the thing. People are scared of silence.
Yeah.
People don't like to be silent. People would rather talk too much because, like you said, what did you say last time?
Like, your brain gets loud when there's silence.
And you're scared of, like, your actual thoughts.
Yeah. Because imagine, like, I feel like some people think of it as awkward because when you sit there, you start thinking like, oh, am I not like fun enough? Am I not entertaining enough? Like, do they not like me? Do they not like speaking to me?
Yeah.
And you start getting these thoughts, and that's why you start yapping, to keep them in that conversation and be like, okay, see, they're interested. Okay, see, like, I'm talking, they're listening. Their attention is on me.
Yeah.
So I think people just don't like listening to their own thoughts.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just needed, like, just a bit of quiet time.
Yeah.
Like, just having
we don't need to talk
company,
all the
yeah, it's just fun.
Like, there's so many times when Shad picks me up and sometimes we would just kind of be minding our own business.
Yeah.
Listening to something, or sometimes listening to nothing and just being quiet. And it's just like, that to me feels comforting.
Yeah.
That I have the ability to do that with you. Plus, I think there's also certain people around you that give you a fight or flight.
In what way?
Like, I feel comfortable to be in my own thoughts around you. You make a safe place for me. But with some people, I would not want that to be put in that position, because if a thought comes to me and I feel overwhelmed or anything, I don't feel comfortable enough to even show that side of me.
Anyways, I just wanted to say, welcome to our new car.
Yeah,
We just got her cleaned.
We just got her cleaned.
Yeah.
And she's very fresh and clean and
Yeah.
awesome.
She's so cute, guys.
That was a trip and a half, but we're gonna wrap it up
for real.
This episode.
Yeah. So we kind of ended on like, you need to know when to talk.
Yeah.
And when to be quiet, and what you're saying is actually going to be helpful, and if that person wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Because it might be helpful. Yeah. And it might be what they need, but maybe they just don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
They can't.
You have to be considerate. Yeah. You really have to be considerate on the people around you, and you can't just like talk for the sake of talking just because you want to talk.
And I know it's hard sometimes, especially where like from where Rena came from.
Yeah.
You know, she was just trying to help.
Yeah.
And that was her intention. So, and to me, consciously, that's how I received it. And
yeah.
Oh, Rena's trying to help. But maybe, subconsciously, it kind of messed up my mind a bit. Like, yeah. It scared me a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And was I ready to be scared? Like, was I in, like, the right mind?
And I didn't take that into consideration. I was just like, because I'm also a very vocal person where it's like, if I want to say something, I'll say it right now.
Yeah.
And that could backfire on me because sometimes people just don't want to hear what I have to say right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take it in a way where it's like, oh, why aren't they listening to me? Why aren't they taking what I'm saying as like a valuable thing? I'm just looking out for you. But I also can sometimes be a bit selfish when I talk and when I want to I notice that I like say things and it comes off sometimes maybe in a controlling way where it's just
I didn't realize that though.
I don't know if I would say, because controlling sounds really negative.
Yeah.
But it could be interpreted as that to other people. So it's just, you have to be careful. You can't really overshare. Not overshare. I don't know how to phrase this.
You can't share your opinion all the time.
Yeah.
And your perspective on life.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how that person is thinking or how they're perceiving whatever you're perceiving.
Yeah.
And that might mess up with their perspective. And mess up with what they want to do.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of the other person when you're sharing stuff and know when to be quiet.
Yeah.
Because when people talk, they don't realize that they're digging themselves a hole.
Yeah.
And the more you yap, the bigger the hole gets.
Yeah. And then you need to like get out of that hole, so you have to indirectly yap a lot more to get yourself out of it.
And you either fall in, and that's when you know like you messed up.
Yeah.
You know, or just don't dig that hole to yourself. Why? You know, like there's too much in life right now to be yapping nonsense or creating and causing drama or trying to be involved in drama or all of that stuff. Because by the way, most of the drama happens from people that yap that are not even included in the drama.
Yeah, it's just because you decided to open your mouth and share your opinion.
Exactly.
It somehow got you involved in it.
Exactly. And not even that, but also don't try to over exaggerate something.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to find the plot and there is no plot, don't try to make a plot.
Make it plot. If the plot is not plotting, don't do too much to make it that way.
Don't try to be like, oh my god, the story's kind of getting boring. I need to like hype it up a bit.
Yeah.
So you start like
spice it up.
You know, you change the tone you're talking in.
Yeah.
You make it seem like it was such a big deal.
She did. Yeah.
And it might not even be that big of a deal, but like, you know, like, oh, a girl went and hung out with another friend, but then you go and tell the other, oh my god, can you believe that she went and hung out with that friend without us?
Yeah, and you start micro-analyzing everything, and you're like, and that's why she's insecure, and that's why she thinks of herself that way, and that's why this thing happened to her, and this thing happened to her, and karma.
Yeah, just
karma's
no.
I should know better.
No.
But yeah,
just be quiet. Shut up. Why are you speaking?
Yeah.
Like, you're literally speaking nonsense right now.
Yeah.
You're just trying to cause drama. And we don't have time for that. I'm pretty sure you have exams.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have to sort out your career.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure...
But see, that's because people don't want to focus on themselves because it's too much of a harsh reality to sit there and actually care about yourself and, you know, actually attack or tackle what you need to do. Yeah. So instead you're like analyzing everyone else's life but yours.
Yeah.
And you spend so much time worrying about other people's lives when you're so behind to your own level. I'm not saying in comparison to this person or that person, but people have so much potential, but they never want to take advantage of it. And they would just rather sit there doing nothing and just talking nonsense.
You just update yourself with everyone else's business except your own business.
And you know, it's so common in our culture.
You're outdated.
To do that. Yeah, girl, you're out to upgrade.
Upgrade.
Come on, new iOS.
Do that software update, please.
Please. And it's so common in our culture to just sit and like drink tea or coffee and to
And just
just
yap.
gossip and
And by the way, this is the but gossiping is haram, by the way.
it's such a sin that happens so frequently that people don't even realize
Yeah.
how often it happens.
Because like the amount
Gossiping,
of
backbiting, cursing, all of these things.
the amount of sins you get from that is insane. And you know, by the way, that the most people that will be in hell are females.
Because
we are the most people that talk
yeah,
and yap and backbite and gossip.
yeah.
That's scary.
So watch your tone, watch your tongue. Be careful, because literally what you could say could backfire on you so bad. Maybe not
Yeah.
this in this dunya, but in the akhirah it will.
Yeah.
And just mind your business
And shut up.
and shut up.
Thank you guys. We're
Thank
gonna shut
you.
up now.
Yes.
Take care, and I hope you all are happy, healthy, and safe.
And inshallah, we'll see you next Thursday. Thanks for listening.
Bye
Bye.
bye.